Hello everyone, I'm Nick. Welcome to Hogwarts. Let's continue our Hogwarts mystery. We have a new time-limited side quest. New time-limited side quest, new adventure, a special celebration of Hogwarts teachers. You've chosen to do a presentation on Professor McGonagall at Hogwarts Teacher Appreciation Celebration. Through interviews with your teachers and a spirited game of Wizard Chess, you'll get to know McGonagall and receive a precious memento of your unique experience with her. Oh wow, what is this? Alright, let's start this new time-limited side quest. Here a big announcement. It's time for my announcement. Come to the Great Hall. Yeah, what is this? A special assignment. Here a big announcement in the Great Hall. Go. Great Hall. Here a big announcement. So, what's this announcement about? I wonder which student I'll have to tolerate spending time with after Dumbledore makes his announcement. What do you mean, Professor Snape? Hagrid always thinks with his stomach, though I find it quite endearing. I heard tell that Dumbledore has something right special planned for the lot of us. I just hope it involves meat pie. Yeah, of course, meat pie. Hey Penny, Marula, does anyone know what this assembly is about? Not yet. We were just told to gather here because Professor Dumbledore has a surprise announcement to make. And I'm quite intrigued. I love a good school-related surprise. Who said it was good? Yeah, how do you know it's good? Well, Professor Dumbledore looks quite happy, so I'm optimistic. He must have something fun planned for us. I think it's going to be bad news. You love that kind of bad news. What do you think, Dick? Do you agree with me or Marula? Always agree with you, Penny. I think Penny's right. This is going to be an announcement of something fun. Professor Dumbledore always looks out for us. I'm glad you've joined my positive parade, Nick. Predictable and a bit annoying, I have to say. Thank you, Marula. Esteemed faculty and gathered students, thank you for joining me in this our great hall for a very special announcement. I hereby declare the coming days at Hogwarts an official celebration of teacher appreciation. Turns out we were right, Penny. Good news! Oh, how lovely! I do enjoy our teachers. I should add that while this feast and celebration will recognize Hogwarts staff as a whole, it will specially honor one of our finest, Professor Minerva McGonagall, for her many years on our faculty. How long? Headmaster, you're too kind, but we all work hard. I simply don't need to be singled out. It's a tradition, Professor, and this is your turn. So I expected that might be your reaction, which is why we prepared to convince you that you should be specially celebrated. Teachers and students, shall we? So how long has she been teaching in Hogwarts? Learn assignment. Start. So it's an assignment now. We will be sure to honor the entire staff. I appreciate your kind compliments, but I assure you they suffice as recognition. Professor McGonagall is being humble, but she's quite brilliant. Of course she is. All educators deserve to be appreciated. I think you deserve recognition simply for your ability to stern and fear. What? I've heard Professor McGonagall is an animagus. That's hard magic to learn. Hey, I'm animagus too. I ain't afraid to say you're one of my favorite here at Hogwarts, Professor. You're one of the best transfiguration teachers in Hogwarts history, Minerva. Success! Go, like. So, as you can see, Professor McGonagall, you have quite a few fans. And they are resolved to honor both your character and achievements. And a celebration feast sounds quite fun too. It's very kind, but simply too much, Albus. You're nothing if not humble, Minerva, but even I'm on board, so don't make us beg. It's unbecoming. Come on, Professor Snape. When you put it that way, I have no choice, but I also have a few ideas of my own on how I'd like to approach this. I wouldn't have it any other way. Come, let's discuss. Professor Dumbledore seems quite excited about this celebration. And I am decidedly not. Why? Well, I think it's going to be brilliant. What a great opportunity to get to know more about our professors. I'm glad to hear you feel that way, Miss Haywood, as becoming more familiar with the staff is a goal of this event, which is why you'll each be interviewing a specially selected members of the faculty personally. What? That's quite exciting. After which, you'll make a presentation about them, their character, and achievements at the final celebration feast. It's a rare opportunity to get to spend quality time outside the classroom with your subject. I wonder who will each get to interview Nick. And as it turns out, Nick Cowdock will be doing a presentation on the guest of honor, Professor McGonagall. Yeah, of course. Me? Really? Indeed. Which means we'll be spending quite some time together. Though you should know, this won't be any ordinary assignment. What do you mean, Professor? I have something very special planned for the two of us. You'll find out what that is when we next meet. Here, a big announcement. Done. Learn McGonagall's surprise. It's time for our interview. Come to the Transfiguration classroom. Oh, interviewing Professor McGonagall. This will be fun. Learn McGonagall's surprise. Transfiguration classroom. Go. Transfiguration classroom. Learn McGonagall's surprise. So, Professor, is this a good or bad surprise? I'm ready to begin our interview for my teacher appreciation celebration presentation, Professor. And as you're the guest of honor, I'm especially eager to learn more about you. Yes, I can see that. Though my role in the school is usually to teach rather than be studied, which is why it's important to me that you learn something yourself as we conduct the interviews. What? And also, why I've set up this wizard chess. A wizard chess set? Not just any wizard chess set, my own personal chess set. And I must warn you, I am quite good. Are you better than Murphy McNally? I don't doubt it, but why show it to me? We're going to play. As you learn about me, you'll develop your game, and I'll learn something about you as well. You can tell a lot about a person by how they approach their chess game. Is this the special idea you had planned? It is. Have you played? In fact, I have, right here at Hogwarts with Murphy multiple times. I'm glad to hear it, but you haven't played with me. I can assure you, we all have our own tricks, style, and strategy. So, may I begin the interview? If you must, let's get on with it. Alright. Yeah, I never won against that Murphy guy, but how hard can it be, right? Start interview, start. I have siblings, and that's all I'll say about that. The name, the age, perhaps. Pay attention to our game and you might learn more than you expect. Where's the game? Why don't we play the chess? I'm always curious about family. Who knows how to talk of oneself? I am who I am. I would love to know as many of the basics as you'd like to share. Like how old are you, Professor McGonagall? I was born and raised here in the Highlands of Scotland. I'll always enjoy hearing about when you came to Hogwarts. I quite enjoy being an animagus. My tabby cat form suits me. Yeah, I love your tabby cat form, Professor. Tell me more about being a hat stall at your sorting ceremony. I joined Hogwarts staff sometime after graduation. Success! Collect! Professor, I want to do you justice in my presentation, but aside from your being from the Highlands and having siblings and a few basic facts like your being an animagus, you haven't given me much to go on. I was hoping we could talk about some more personal things. Questions of a personal nature are appropriate between a teacher and a student. But surely we need to talk a bit more. I want to get a full picture to make sure I represent you well. Very well. I'll answer one more question now. Proceed. Ask about her arrival at Hogwarts. Ask about her parents. Yeah, I want to know that. Who were you more like? Your mother or your father? That's a very personal question, but I'll allow it. Thank you, Professor. I resemble my father in temperament and my mother in witchcraft, and that's all I'll say about that. Well, that's short. But, Professor, one question. That was the agreement for now. Besides, the past is only part of my life. Facts and findings you could learn anywhere. Of course, but no buts. I have important work to get back to in the present. after we begin our game. The wizard chess. And I get the black piece. Alright. White goes first. So I will make the first move. I have to say this is exciting. Now that our game has started, our journey together has officially begun. And I'm already fascinated by the moves you're making. This game we're playing and this interview may be more challenging than I expected, Professor. Indeed, it will be. When you plan your next move, come back and we'll continue our discussion. Until then, you're dismissed. Learn McGonagall's surprise. Done. Discuss your interview. Class is out. Time to meet in the courtyard. Alright, Penny. What's this about? Discuss your interview in the courtyard, apparently. Alright, go. Courtyard. Discuss your interview. Madam Pins. Let's get this done quickly and efficiently, Miss Merk. A librarian's life is quite busy and library waits for no one. I hope my teacher appreciation presentation goes well. I'm off to a great start with Professor Sprout. I hardly want to talk to my teachers in class. Now I have to do it alone. That's practically my bogart. Blimey! All anyone seems to be talking about is the teacher appreciation celebration that's coming up. I'm happy to be doing my presentation on Professor Snape. Of course. He's a brilliant potions master. Who were you assigned, Marula? Professor Quirrell. He teaches Muggle studies, which I couldn't care less about. Really? Professor Quirrell? Well, I'm sure he'll be quite interesting, though I can't help but think Nick got the best subject of all. Professor McGonagall is accomplished and beloved, and you're getting to spend one-on-one time with her. How did your first meeting go, Nick? Brilliant. She's fascinating. She's tight-lipped. Well, she is fascinating, but she's actually tight-lipped. Actually, Professor McGonagall doesn't seem to be a fan of sharing when it comes to herself. She's probably just being modest. Or she doesn't care much for Cowdog. That's always a possibility. Don't joke, Marula. This is obviously troubling Dick. All I know is I want to make sure I properly honor Professor McGonagall in my presentation. Especially since she's being specially recognized and celebrated. I'm sure you'll rise to the occasion. Maybe it would help to talk about what you've learned so far and hear some of the things we've learned as well. That's a great idea. Alright, let's talk about it. Professor Quiller. Discuss project. Start. Professor Snape doesn't like to talk much about his past, but I find him fascinating. I haven't met with Quirrell yet, so I don't have any tips for you. Professor McGonagall is from Highlands of Scotland. I did learn Snape was from Spinner's End. I want to learn spells and curses, not teacher histories. It's important. Professor McGonagall and I are playing chess while we talk. At the age of 11, Snape knew many complex curses and hexes. He even invents some. How cool is that? I haven't met with Quirrell yet. Success! Collect! Thanks for chatting to me about all this. Avoiding personal facts might be a good idea. And I hope Professor McGonagall opens up in our next session too. Though she does seem more interested in the wizard chess game we're playing than doing the interview. What's that about? I would think a taskmaster like McGonagall's too busy for games. She says playing in our time together will help me learn something about life rather than just facts about her. Such nutters. You won't learn anything more about life from a game than you would sitting here with Haywood. Oh yes. I disagree, Marula. You can tell a lot about a person by the company they keep. That's so true, Patty. That's it. I just had an idea. The key to getting to know Professor McGonagall could be learning more about the pieces on her real-life chessboard. What are you talking about, Cowdog? If it will take time to get Professor McGonagall to open up, I need to do the next best thing. So, I'm going to interview the people who know her best, our other professors. Seriously? All of them? A special celebration of Hogwarts teachers. Part 1 complete. Rather short one. Collect. A special celebration of Hogwarts teacher. Part 2. Your quest to learn more about Professor McGonagall has you spending time with lots of people at Hogwarts. Start. Discuss your interview done. Go to the Great Hall. Let's meet right now. I'm excited to help with your presentation. Alright, Penny. So, interviews and researches. Go to the Great Hall. Alright, Great Hall it is. Go. Great Hall. Go to the Great Hall. Ooh, Paddy. Alone. House elves prepare student meals, but students never get full. So more work for house elves. I think this is the first time I see house elves here. Yeah. Seriously, I never saw one here. Except Dobby. I'm here for the leftover fish heads for Mrs. Norris. Wow, she's gonna get full of fish heads. Look, it's Filch. Quick, hide or he'll threaten to get out the chains. What? No, he's not gonna do that. Unless you do something. So, Nick, are you ready to start interviewing Professor McGonagall's peers for your presentation? I've been thinking about it quite a bit and I'm eager to get started. Well, I think it's a brilliant way to learn more about Professor McGonagall and will really help you prepare for her special recognition at the Teacher Appreciation Celebration. Thanks, Paddy. I appreciate your support, but it's a lot of responsibility. I need to get my presentation right. You will. What do you think is the most important thing to talk about so far? McGonagall's animagus abilities. McGonagall's appreciation of chess. Yeah, she really cared much about that. She seemed really excited by chess and what we can learn from it. I could definitely mention that. Professor McGonagall is so smart. I'm sure playing against her will be an exciting challenge and very educational. That's two things I have to figure out. My next chess move and how to build my presentation. Talking to the other professors is a brilliant start. I'm just not sure which ones would be the best to interview. There are so many choices and not a lot of time. Maybe it would have to go over the options. I think it might. Let's do it. I think Professor Dumbledore should be first. He's the only one that knew her better, right? Brainstorm ideas. Start. I wish I had the opportunity to talk to so many teachers myself. Then why don't you? It's so it's not so easy to make these important decisions. Professor Flitwick seems quite fond of Professor McGonagall. Yeah, that's also true. And Professor Sprout too. I want to be sure my presentation is the best it can be for such a special teacher. Another animagus might give you some insight. You mean me? Hagrid seems more fond of beasts than people, but he would lend a hand. No doubt. You want to make sure you talk to a variety of Professor McGonagall's peers. Madam Pince might have some research about Professor McGonagall's past. Ah, good. I could ask Professor Snape to talk to you over one of my interviews with him. Well, thank you so much, Penny. I don't suppose talking to Filch would be any help. He doesn't enjoy students. But I think he enjoys the professors, right? Success! Collect! Thanks, Penny. There certainly are a lot of options for teachers to talk to. I just have to decide who to start with, and whoever it is needs to know Professor McGonagall really well and be willing to talk even if they're busy. What do you think, Barula? You've been watching, right? I wish I had your problems. My professor is all about talking and talking. Yeah, Professor Quirrell, of course. Professor Quirrell even asked me to come back again if I wanted to know more. Hi, Marula, and that's so kind of Professor Quirrell. You would think that. To me, it was like getting tortured by an acromantula. There must be something Professor Quirrell could discuss that you'd be interested in, Marula. I'm not so sure. He was a Hogwarts student not so long ago. Think about that. Quirrell used to be sitting at the same desk we sit at. What does he know that we don't? What? Wait, Marula, you're a genius! I prefer most powerful witch, but I guess I'll take that too. Yeah, you're welcome. What's going on, Ned? Did you get an idea? I did. I just realized Quirrell is the perfect first peer interview. You're right. We better place to start learning about Professor McGonagall than from her former student. Next up, Quirinus Quirrell. Oh, so that's his name. Go to the Great Hall. Done. Visit Professor Quirrell. I'm trying to find a missing Muggle artifact, but meet me in my classroom later to talk. So, interviews and research tasks. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this. Task set 2 to 6 on the next episode. I'm gonna conclude this episode here after completing this time limited side quest part 1. And we're about to talk with Professor McGonagall's peers for interviews about her on the next episode. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And see you guys on the next Hogwarts Mystery.